All right, get ready to dive into something totally different today. We're talking about Cluck Norris, the chicken who thinks he's a superhero.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of this one.
So we've got this story. It's a piece of creative writing all about his crazy adventures. And it is seriously wild. Just picture a chicken, right? And he's doing ninja training in his backyard.
Like a chicken doing karate?
Exactly. But instead of yelling, hiya, he's like, buck, buck.
Ah, that's amazing.
I know, right? And get this, his secret headquarters is his coop, of course.
Makes sense.
So what's so funny about this story, I think, is that it really messes with what we think a superhero is.
Right.
I mean, usually superheroes are all super serious and strong and brooding.
Yeah, like Batman or something.
Exactly. But Cluck's this clumsy chicken who loves getting muddy. He's like the total opposite of what we expect.
And he's trying so hard to be this awesome hero.
Yeah, and that's what makes it so funny, but also kind of cute.
It's like he's the ultimate underdog. You can't help but root for him, even though he's kind of a mess.
It's like watching a cartoon, like a Looney Tunes episode, but with chickens and mud.
Totally. Remember that part where he tries to save the neighbor's cat, Whiskers?
Yeah.
He uses this giant rubber band and he makes a grappling hook out of twigs.
Oh, yeah. And he tries to launch himself into the air to save Whiskers.
But it totally backfires, right? He tries and tries, and each time it's just more hilarious.
And then he ends up face first in a mud puddle.
Classic. It's slapstick comedy gold. That rule of three: try, fail, try again, fail even worse.
And the puns? Oh my gosh, the puns. Cluck Norris, Mud Vision, Dr. Fowl. It's like they just threw every chicken pun they could think of into the story.
And it works. It adds to that kind of over-the-top, silly feeling.
Yeah, it's like the story is winking at us saying, hey, don't take this too seriously, just have fun.
Exactly. But even though it's silly, Cluck is actually pretty inspiring. I mean, he never gives up, even when his superpowers are more like super problems. Like, Mud Vision isn't exactly helping him save the day.
Yeah, it's more like a hindrance.
But I think that's where the humor gets really interesting. We're not just laughing at Cluck, we're laughing with him,
Right.
We see how much he wants to be a hero and how hard he's trying, and that makes it even funnier when he messes up. Because I think we've all been there, right?
Oh, totally. Like that one time I tried to build the bookshelf and it ended up looking like, I don't know, a beaver had designed it. It was a disaster.
Yeah, exactly. We all have those moments where we try our best and just completely fail. But Cluck's story reminds us that it's okay to laugh at those moments and to keep trying, even if we look ridiculous doing it.
And he's got help, right? He's not alone in all this craziness.
Oh, yeah. He's got his amazing sidekicks, Penny the Pigeon and Rocky the Rabbit. I mean, how cool is that?
So Penny's like this super smart tech whiz, a pigeon hacker.
Right. And Rocky is, well, he's like the muscle of the group, a super strong rabbit.
I know, what a combo.
It's so creative, and it's also a great way to show that you don't need to be the typical strong, brooding hero to save the day.
It's all about teamwork, right?
Totally. Cluck, Penny, and Rocky, they each bring something different to the table. They have different skills, different personalities, but they work together and make an awesome team.
It's like the story is saying that everyone has something to offer, even if it seems kind of weird at first.
That's true in real life, too. We all have different strengths and weaknesses, and when we work together, we can accomplish amazing things, like our own little superhero team.
I love that. So we've got this hilarious chicken who wants to be a hero.
Yeah.
We've got his awesome sidekicks, a pigeon hacker, and a super strong rabbit.
And mud. Don't forget the mud.
Oh yeah, lots and lots of mud. And just when you think it can't get any crazier, that's when things get really wild.
Yeah.
Because a giant robot chicken shows up.
A robot chicken? Seriously?
I'm telling you, this story is bonkers.
I can't wait to hear what happens next. This is like next level ridiculousness.
I know. It's like the writer just took everything we thought we knew about superheroes and threw it out the window.
And I am here for it.
And that brings us to the end of part 1 of our deep dive.
So we left off with a giant robot chicken. Like, how do you even top that?
I know, right? But the story doesn't stop there. Remember that package Cluck got? With the new superhero suit?
Oh, yeah. Like an official superhero suit.
It's like the story saying, okay, Cluck, you've tried hard enough. Time for an upgrade. He even gets invited to this superhero training academy.
Seriously, a chicken going to superhero school.
I'm telling you, this story just keeps getting weirder. But even with a cool new suit and special training, Cluck's still Cluck. Like, can you imagine a chicken trying to do parkour?
No. That's hilarious.
I know, right? It's like those fail videos online, People try to do crazy stunts and totally wiping out.
Totally. But you gotta admire their effort, even if it's a total disaster.
And Cluck is like the king of trying. He never gives up.
And he's got Penny and Rocky there with him, too. They're the best sidekicks a chicken could ask for.
I know. Penny's like hacking into security systems while Rocky's tossing bad guys around.
It's like the classic brains and brawn combo, but with a pigeon and a rabbit.
It just works, you know? They're such a funny team.
And they're a good reminder that everyone has their own strengths. Like, we don't all have to be good at the same things to be successful. You just gotta find your people, your team, the ones who complement your skills, you know?
Yeah, that's a good point. We all need our own little superhero team. But then, of course, the story throws in another twist. Because what's a superhero story without a supervillain?
Oh no, who's the bad guy this time?
It's Dr. Fowl. And get this, he's obsessed with chickens.
Okay, that is just weird.
I told you this story is bonkers. Dr. Fowl's whole thing is like chicken-themed mayhem. I don't even know what that means, but it sounds crazy.
Oh, he's the villain, but he's kind of ridiculous too.
Exactly. It's like the story is playing with our expectations again. You know, we think supervillain, we think evil genius, but Dr. Fowl is just odd.
I kind of love it. It keeps things interesting.
Me too.
Yeah.
And he's got a sidekick, Mr. Whiskers, the evil cat. Though I'm not sure how evil he really is. He seems more interested in napping than world domination.
Sounds about right for a cat.
Like
So what happens? Do they, like, have a big showdown with Dr. Fowl?
They do. But first, they have to deal with Dr. Fowl's ultimate weapon, the giant robot chicken.
Wait, another giant robot chicken? Are you serious?
Nope, it's called Cluck Norris Bot. And it's just as crazy as it sounds. It's got laser eyes and, like, rocket wings.
I can't even imagine. This writer's really going all out.
I know, right? It's like something out of a kid's wildest dreams. But hey, it's Cluck Norris's world, and we're just living in it, so they got to figure out how to beat this thing, right?
So how do they do it? Does Cluck, like, finally discover his true super clucking powers?
Well, sort of. Penny uses her tech skills to, like, reprogram the robot. She turns it into this giant disco ball.
What? A disco ball?
Yep. It's amazing. And Cluck uses his super clucking skills to distract the robot while she does it.
Super clucking? What even are those?
I'm not sure, but they work.
That's incredible. So Penny basically outsmarts the villain. It's a good reminder that brains can be just as powerful as brawn.
Totally. But even with Penny's genius and Cluck's super clucking, they still need a little more help to take down Dr. Fowl for good.
So what happens? Do more chickens show up? Another robot?
Nope. Cluck calls the superhero hotline.
A superhero hotline. Is that a thing in this world?
It is. And it's how they meet some new allies. The Falcon, the Whisker Wizard, and the Incredible Squirrel.
Hold on. A falcon, a cat wizard, and a super squirrel. This is getting out of control.
You said it.
Yeah.
But it's perfect, right? So like all the weirdness of Cluck's world just exploded. And it's so much fun.
So they team up with these unusual heroes, and that's how they finally beat Dr. Fowl.
Yep. It's this whole big, crazy showdown, but in the end, good triumphs over evil, and everyone learns a valuable lesson about friendship, courage, and the importance of a good laugh.
Wow. So what you're saying is even a chicken can be a hero.
Exactly. And it all started with the dreams and backyard training and a whole lot of mud. You know, what really gets me about Cluck is how positive he is. Like, he never gives up, even when he fails. And he fails a lot.
It really does. But yeah, he's always got this optimistic outlook. It's pretty refreshing, actually. Most superheroes are so serious.
Yeah, exactly. They're always brooding and angsty. But Cluck, he's just happy to be there, even when he's covered in mud, which is like all the time.
It's like he doesn't even care. He's just like, bring on the mud, bring on the robot chickens. I'm ready to be a hero.
And I think that's a good lesson for all of us. You don't have to be perfect to make a difference. In fact, sometimes it's our flaws, you know, the things that make us different, that help us stand out.
Yeah, that's a good point. Cluck wouldn't be Cluck without his clumsiness and his crazy ideas. And those are the things that make him so lovable and relatable.
And he never would have gotten this far without his friends. Like Penny and Rocky, they're always there for him.
Right, he's got this amazing support system. It's like, even though he's this goofy chicken, he's built this incredible community around him.
And they all believe in him. They see the hero that he's trying to be.
And that's so important, right? Having people who support you in your dreams, even when those dreams involve fighting robot chickens with super clucking skills.
Seriously. We could all use a little more Cluck Norris in our lives, I think. A little more laughter, a little more, what's the word? Resilience. Yeah, resilience.
Totally. Life can be tough, you know? We all face challenges. But Cluck reminds us that it's okay to laugh at ourselves, to not take things too seriously. and to never give up on our dreams, no matter how silly they might seem.
And sometimes, the best solution to a problem is the most unexpected one. Like turning a giant robot chicken into a disco ball. Who would have thought of that?
Only Cluck Norris and his amazing team of misfits. It's a reminder that creativity and thinking outside the box can be just as powerful as any superpower.
So I guess the takeaway here is embrace your inner Cluck Norris. Find your flock, laugh at the absurdity of it all, and never be afraid to try something different. You never know. You might just save the world, or at least make it a little bit brighter and a lot more hilarious.
Well said. That's Cluck Norris for you, the unlikely hero who taught us all to embrace our inner chicken and never give up on the dream, no matter how ridiculous it may seem.
And that's a wrap on our deep dive into the coop of comedy. Thanks for joining us, and remember, stay clucking awesome.